Good evening, September 9th, 2019. Tonight I want to talk just a little bit about the media. It's a continuing subject in our world. The media is here in the United States anyway, primarily to report for the public good, although that concept's accepted in the media worldwide. Although I don't know how they consider the things they deliver to us nowadays for the public good. The media is to be objective and report all sides of a story and let the public decide. I was a managing editor in the media for years, newspapers, magazines, television, radio, etc. And you always strive for openness, all the facts, and let the public decide what's going on in their world. You don't subjectively report the news in a manner that slants it this way or that. I think most all of us are well aware of these tendencies and also quite skeptical of the media today in 2019 in the United States. Part of the problem with media here in the United States is our politicians are embedded, and how this works out is there are people on publications. Anytime reporters, editors can get a contact in life, they will get one because it's a source of information. And then it's up to them to weigh and find out what's going on and report the story. But what we have right now going on is the media is not just not reporting objectively, they're reporting subjectively, but even worse than that, they're reporting with a slant where the truth is like slain on the altar of non-righteousness, if you will. It's fairly disgusting. It's also low level on the intelligence. Earlier today, I said something about Tesla and vibration. The media is coming through on a frequency where the vibrations are very negative on the media. And that's what we give them, a big N for negative. Now, today I was thinking about, I heard the other day somebody mentioned Walter Cronkite. What a great news person in his day. He was one of the best. I mean, I thought of Eric Sevareid, Roger Mudd. I mean, go back, Edward R Murrow, who believed that the news should be interactive and that the people should have a view and be able to voice their opinions. And, before him was Ernie Pyle. Ernie Pyle going all the way across Europe in World War II with the troops, only to end up killed by a stray machine gun round at Guadalcanal. Ernie Pyle, a great veteran, perhaps one of the greatest journalists of the last 100 years. There's no doubt. I mean, it's Andy Rooney would tell you himself. He was in World War II for Stars and Stripes. Of course, Andy Rooney was on a train somewhere where they had heat in winter. Ernie Pyle was loved by the troops because he slugged it across Europe with them writing their stories. There's a movie about his life called G.I. Joe, the story of G.I. Joe, and Burgess Meredith plays Ernie Pyle. But I digress, but it's a worthy digression. The story of G.I. Joe with Burgess Meredith as Ernie Pyle. Peace, Ernie Pyle. One great journalist. Nonetheless, I look at it as it's an affliction on our society now, because if even something goes right, we don't hear about it. We don't hear about good news hardly at all. It's hard to tell. News is way political now more than it ever used to be, because it seems as though politics is embroiled in some kind of a fight that none of us want to witness. And I think this gets back to what I would say is some people on earth just never grow up. It doesn't matter if they're 70, they're not grown up. And I hate to say it, but people in the media don't act like adults overall. Far and wide, they act like children. People in politics still act like children, fight and argue. The reality is hatred don't work, we know it. You have to respect each other enough to do your job and live your life so you can have focus and live your dream the way you perceive it and want to be. Now, nonetheless, the media isn't helping us in any form here. So they are actually inciting to riot at times. They are yelling fire in a crowded theater. They are inducing panic on the people of the United States and inspiring, more hatred towards people and infighting in the citizens of the United States. It doesn't really need to occur. There's no reason we can't talk about these things without freaking out. I always tell students, you don't have to be angry at people to do debate or to argue. As I always say in philosophy, it's called an argument. Anybody who's been to law school would know that. Reality becomes it, as I always say. The media is corrupt for whatever reason. It will right itself through time. The problem is we don't have an effective media. Just to say, I say the Trump administration does do something wrong. Would we ever know it with this media today? They're so busy land-basing them for stuff that didn't happen. It's kind of hard to believe what would happen if you really did something. Would they even know it? Or would they be too busy scratching around out back trying to find some dirt? Word to genius. If you're on your hands and knees, media, you ain't doing too good in these United States. Stay clear of Ohio, too, because we got your number, man. I hope y'all have a good day. Evening, I should say. Peace out, y'all. Take care.